thank you so much for joining us on Resolution Box on Consumer Alert TV. Resolution Box is meant for you as a consumer. If you are feeling any dissatisfaction about any brand, about any industry sector, and you've tried all your possible best to reach out to the involved industry, organization, or company, and all is not yielding any positive result, I can tell you that you've gotten to where you will get your testimonies, and this is the centric point of what we're talking about in Resolution Box. Please try us out by calling the numbers on the screen and be part of the conversation as well. And please note that the content we are having on this program does not place or put a ban on you to join us on the conversation and also to lodge your complaint. I am Iri Ayomikuleke. This is Resolution Box, and I have my team air with me in the house. We spoke about salt, and you remember he's just joining us on the conversation. Well, I would first like to say congratulations on your new chieftaincy. We'll get there later on. We spoke about salt. Let me ask you, what's your most favorite brand when it comes to salt?
Mr. Chef.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it because you are a chef as well, or why do you?
Do you even cook?
Well,
Or your mommy uses it, or your sister uses it?
my mom uses it. My
Uh-huh.
sisters use it.
'Cause
So
I know you
I
don't
got
cook.
to know about it. But I love at least the end product of the food.
Is
I
that
already
nice?
see. And I know that's okay. And there was a time I was reading about it and some of the components it contains and all that. So,
Yeah.
it's been good. Anyway, it tastes so nice.
So if not Mr. Chef,
Do you know any
also,
other brand?
you know of any other
I
brand?
know of, there was a time there used to be an Apuna or something.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know
was
if they
the-
still.
I don't
Yeah.
We still have it, but it's not that.
So,
Yeah.
I think there's
know.
Zangote,
Dangote is the one that is popular.
Mr. Chef, and I think there's one more. I don't know. But those two that are the most common.
What do you feel about all this sort that are not branded, that they are in just sachet, they sell maybe 50, 100, and you know those sorts. What do you think? Do you think it's good to use, or you object? You're totally against the consumers using it from your own end?
In this age now, whereby we now have more enlightenment and education on things we consume, anyone that still consumes all those kind of salt, unbranded one, they are doing a lot of harm to themselves. Because I mean, you can't even trace the components, you can't trace the manufacturers, you can't
You
trace.
can trace the manufacturer.
No, for the fact that you buying it, I'm saying you as a consumer, you don't know where they've brought this salt from. You understand? That's what I mean. For example, if you buy Mr. Chef, if you buy any branded one, you know, okay, this is what I'm consuming. But if I come to buy from you and I then say, okay, is that not I'm selling for you? Is
Yeah,
Mr. Chef
the Dangote mostly sell. Do you know one thing about those kind of salts is that they are cheaper because measuring them gives profit to people that are selling it. The salt is the same thing as the branded one.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
The problem is that I get your point. Maybe like because you don't know where. it is
yeah,
coming
that's
from.
my
But
main concern.
the salt is the same thing. One thing about the salt is that because my dad owns a bakery, so we buy those kind of salt,
Okay.
and you can buy Dangote, you can buy the one that I think Mr. Chef also has a big one. You can buy all those kind of salt, but they have a name.
It's
not as if-
branded,
It's not,
but it's not
just
if it's
because-
not branded.
all of those salts are branded. It's not just because they are putting it in nylon. It's just like you buying rice. I made an example. If you buy a rice from the sack, you will see the name. But the rice you are buying inside a derica, you cannot see the name. That's what I'm trying to say. If you compare it like that, so it is still
Yeah,
the same salt.
agree.
And those even
maybe because it's salt, that's why I feel.
yeah,
that
that's
way.
exactly why. Because rice also, you are buying the one of the derica. Which name do you know? Which of the rice?
Even
do
oil
you know?
sometimes.
Even oil. Some of this oil, even Kings now, people sell it in nylon just to make it comfortable for people that don't have the money to buy.
Yeah, I get your
the
point.
big one.
I don't have issue with you buying it
Yeah.
that way, but as long as you can know the manufacturer or brand you are taking, it's just like, for example, let's just deviate a bit.
Yeah.
Oil, you are buying oil, you don't
Yeah,
even know,
yeah.
because people mix a lot of things in all these things, especially when it comes
Exactly.
to people are greedy.
Yeah,
Before you know
that's
it's your
true.
hand, but if you buy the one that is at least
They are very
sealed,
sealed.
and
I
all
get your
that,
point. And also the fact that all of those oils, or all of those unbranded salts, they even seem more
exposed.
not even exposed. They are not as sharp as these other ones. Like I said earlier on, when they say salt that can actually make your food salty, it's more of this sealed one. They are very sharp, but those ones they don't actually get your food salty. You have to be able to put and put and put. They're not like very. I don't know. Maybe because they're like probably like for industry and other things. Because industry people want to buy it more. Because most people don't even buy this sealed, tiled or tied salt anymore. And one thing is that if I am in my father's house, we use more of those salts because we have them in the bakery. So I just go. If my dad doesn't even like us carry, go and buy your salt, blah, 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 because this is money. This is them for work. But like we still go there and just pack the salt and take it inside, and it is very, very good actually.
No, right. Quota from my team on the table this afternoon. I just needed to, because we spoke about it, so
Yeah.
I wanted to seek your own angle, your own POV, your point of view from this conversation, and to center it about most people just think the salt. Maybe people just go near the sea
And
to
pack the salt
pack it.
out.
No.
No.
The main aim while we're bringing this up is to know that these salt are branded
Even
to.
sugar. If maybe we even get to where we're talking about sugar, even sugar, we have sugars that people actually buy in nylon, and most of those sugar are Dangote sugar, golden penny sugar, but they're from the big sack. The reason why they are cheap is because no matter how much they are packing it, they are going to have more money than people that are selling it in sachet that already know that this is the fixed price.
Absolutely, because let's compare to salt for 100 naira. Those ones are tying normal sachet compared to the branded one, maybe Mr. Chef, Anapona, or Dangote for 200 naira. You would see that the 100 naira and the 200 are most comparable because the 100 nairas are very, very big. We start resolution box by saying there are some popular salt brands in Nigeria. Dangote salt, produced and marketed by Nascon Allied Industries PLC. It's a leading brand in Nigeria with a wide presence across the country. And we also have Mr. Chef salt, produced by Base Water Industry Limited. Mr. Chef salt is another well-known brand in Nigeria, available online on platforms like Jumia. We have Royal Salt. Royal Salt Limited specializes in producing edible food grade iodized salt for both domestic and industrial use in Nigeria. They have partnered with organizations like UNICEF to promote iodized salt. We have premium salt as well. We have convenant salt. That's quite funny, but I think you and your partner should get on to buy convenant salt. It's kind of
I wanted to say something.
I
Mommy is cooking for you. Your sister's cooking. What about wife? Why can't your wife cook? Why can't you go and look for one woman, married woman, let the man cook for you?
You are talking
Why is
about
mommy
salt
cooking?
now.
Yeah,
How did you
exactly.
get here?
Let your wife be using this. So don't stress mommy.
I love mama's food.
No, we don't want you.
Okay.
Because I asked him, is it mommy that uses the salt? But I refuse to do justice to this
no
thing.
problem. But I wanted to even
And
tell.
even you too, don't dare.
I wanted to even tell her that she should not come for you. But the fact you said you like mama's food, for how long? Do you check the time?
I check your time.
All right. Interesting. We also have Union Deacon salt as well. We have Peace salt, sea salt. We have we have Himalayan pink salt, pink salt rather. Yeah, we have Celtic sea salt. We have which you can order on Jumia. But now let's talk about all the stuff now. Do you think is because some people have some conversation, be like, why would I order local beans online? Why would I? Do you think stuff like this? Because I see on Jumia, you think maybe you want to buy 200 naira salt,
I think this Celtic salt, they're not just salt that we use for just cooking. There are other kind of like this. I think Himalayan's kind of salt is very different. It's the pink salt. It's even I think the color is also pink, and it is different. You don't just go to the market and buy them. What am I using Himalayas when I have Mr. Chef and Dangote? It's not just stress. So the one that we cannot get, all these Celtic stuff, probably they are using it for something else.
But do they use them to cook all those kind of?
I don't know, but I don't think they use Himalayan salt to cook. I think they use it for other stuff.
Industrial.
Maybe some other,
That's true.
maybe industrial purpose. I think maybe like some other kind of dishes in other countries. But for Nigeria, I don't think we use all this kind of salt. So we are not. Just like you telling me that I should use what's it called what's it called, this kind of sugar to actually stir my tea. I'm like, we don't use those kind of stuff. Yeah, people use honey to like drink their tea, but not everybody. Everybody uses sugar, so I feel like that's why. Some people may have a reason to use them. That's why they are going to be able to order it online. But I think Celtic socks should be in some of the malls. Maybe they are not just common because this is Nigeria. We barely use all these stuff.
Yeah, the Celtic sea salt is available on Jumia, offering consumer a range of salt options. Universal fine sea salt, another option available online. Universal fine sea salt caters to various consumer needs. Before I turn to my team, it's my most capable team. If you're just joining us on the conversation, this is the resolution box on Consumer Hala TV, and the centric point for you as a consumer to get the arithmetic right. If you're having any issue with any industry and you've tried your possible best, or you've even tried to reach out to the government agencies and all to no avail, I tell you that Consumer Hala is here for you. The 72-hour feedback mechanism, we do not take it for granted. Join us on the conversation. And if you want to be part of this conversation too as well, please, you can call and tell us your favorite brand of salt. Now, let me talk to guys. Have you tried a recipe out without salt? And how does it taste with, a recipe over diced with salt?
That one. What is it? About that result. I think I eat as much as.
So did you eat it? Did you
eat what? Everybody knows I'm a very good cook. Nobody,
No
I'm a very good cook. I don't know what to say my name, but I'm a very good cook.
Mm.
So, but I have made a mistake once by over salting my food, and that was when I got a call that my grandpa died.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I remember December. I was making. I'm like, I'm at home. Let me just quickly make concoction and egg and just eat and sleep. So my dad was like, "Hello, Admi. My dad just died." I'm like, what? And I forgot that I already put salt in the rice. So it was like, my dad just died. Come to grandpa's house in Agege. And I'm like, Daddy, I was shocked. My grandpa is actually old, but no matter what, when you lose somebody, it affects. Me and my grandpa were very close. We are cool, we are close. And I remember that I didn't just live there with my grandma. My grandpa was upstairs, my grandma was downstairs. So I still saw him maybe like 4 months or 6 months before, prior to when he died last year, December. So I forgot I already put salt in my food, and then my salt was finished. I ran outside. I didn't even know what was happening. Everything was just calm. I felt like my emotions were just too high. I just went outside to go and buy salt. I packed the salt like normal me. Like I packed the salt and I poured it inside. Like the salt was so much, but I didn't know what I was doing. And it was until I took a spoon of the food. I'm like, what is, like, I just pat it. I'm like, what is it? It was too much. That I feel like if I had eaten that food, I probably like ended up in the hospital because it was just like, it was too much. It was more than a mistake. It was as if I was not in tune with myself. Now cooking without salt, I have tried rice without salt and it's not nice. My dad likes to eat rice without salt, and when me and my stepmom goes to, maybe like we go to the market and we come home during layer time, most of the time, we go to Idomota to buy clothes for us, for my younger ones. Before we get home, most of them, my dad will have made rice because we always have stew at home. And then because he doesn't like salt, because he will say, I'm already getting old, don't put too much salt. He wouldn't add salt in his rice. That's the only place I've not eaten salt. But in still every other thing, I don't think I've not eaten salt. So whenever we now try to eat that food, it's not nice.
But I think the stew has its own.
Yeah, because we don't put too much salt too in stew. I feel like it's only when you're adding like maybe like 4 or 8 type of bouillon cube, you're adding a lot of salt in your stew. That's when your stew will be able to carry your rice. Everything should be in moderation so that everything will go hand in hand
And blend well.
Exactly. So we don't actually put too much of salt and too much because of him also. We don't put too much of salt.
Now I get it.
It doesn't go well. And normally, even if you are cooking rice and you forgot to put salt and you just put salt on top of it, and because it did not cook inside, you don't cook with it, it wouldn't really still marinate with the rice. So it just tasted awful.
Research even says that you trying to sprinkle salt when the food is done.
Yeah, it's not even done. It's not cooked with the food. So you're just deceiving yourself. So, and then I'm like, I can't eat the food. I don't think I like not putting salt in my food. And also, I don't think I can ever try to cook stew and put only bouillon cube without salt. I wonder how it will smell, because the smell of bouillon cube is not really that palatable. then I'm only tasting it. I don't know if anybody else also tastes this. If I'm cooking and I'm tasting my food, I could guess maybe the bouillon cube is overriding the salt, and I could guess if they are balanced, and I could guess if the salt is overriding the bouillon cube. So that's the kind of person I am. So like, I don't know if anybody should be able to eat that kind of food. I don't know.
I think
Have you
some
tried it
people,
out?
sometimes they, because of medical conditions,
But I think
They
bouillon cube is
don't-
even worse.
they they don't consume salt.
Salt.
It's not like my dad. I can't remember when that still consumes salt. I don't know because
But it's bouillon cubes.
no, not that.
Uh-huh.
The food is always so when my mom prepares food for the family, she prepares is separately
But it's better.
from every other
I
person because
know.
the day I remember the day I mistakenly tasted the food, I was like, oh, no salt, nothing, and all that. So I've tasted food with too much salt
That's
and the
not
one
good.
without salt. I don't know which is worse.
I feel like
Honestly,
No, I feel like the one with too much salt it should be worse.
because sometimes
Because
yeah,
I,
I
think the one,
know
I think the one with no salt is LD. But the one with too much salt, if you eat it, you're going to end up with the hospital.
yeah, for the fact that it's LD. you
Yes.
understand? But I sometimes like
It's the taste.
it's like I don't
Kind
know.
of raw.
But just put.
I
But
don't
my
know.
own issue is I know people you take some people sometimes maybe
Maybe
have.
tired, diabetic,
I
a lot
mean-
of issues.
I'm even having issues sometimes when people take salt and water. You know they say it has
yeah,
probably medical. You're having a running stomach.
you're
or
created
anything.
like it's like your.
But it should be like a pinch, right? A pinch of
Yeah,
salt.
salt. I think it's
No,
it's
sometimes they
equivalent.
just push out, put it.
It's equivalent to that oral water. That is the
I
same
don't,
thing.
I don't even like the taste of salt normally if it's not just in
And
food.
it's almost
yeah.
like also in this thing to drip. That's what's inside drip, salt and water. That's what's inside the drip too. So I think like that's why.
I'm just talking about the taste,
Of
the
salt
raw
alone.
taste.
So people lick salt.
Yeah.
When this guy told me he actually can eat raw locust beans, I feel like he should be able to just put his hand and lick salt. Am I lying?
That one is different.
What is
actually.
the same thing? Because
No,
locust beans is very rich in
you
salt.
you wash it now. You wash the locust beans before
but it's
eating.
still like it's still salty. I don't know.
All right, that's quite
I get the
interesting.
image out
Now
of my
let's
head.
look at the advantages of using salt in our recipes. It enhances flavor. Salt brings out the natural flavor of ingredients and other add depth to the dishes as well. It's balanced sweetness.
Like I said.
Salt counteracts sweetness, creating a balanced flavor profile. Then it's also preserves food here.
I could remember.
Yeah.
We call something eronio for a
Mm.
layer.
Yeah,
We
salt.
preserve it for like 3 years. Just
Salt.
with salt and dry it. Yeah, and dry it in the sun. And it's a very, very nice
A natural
way of
Mm.
preserving. It's even better than you putting everything in chemicals. Very, very good.
So salt help preserve food by inhibiting bacterial growth, especially in cured meat
Yeah,
and
meat, eronio.
pickled vegetable. Then the textural benefits. Salt can help control your yeast growth in baked goods, affecting texture and structure. Then salt is essential for various bodily functions such as nerve and muscle function. Although excessive consumption should be
Just like you said with the
avoided.
sweaty
Yeah,
hands.
that had then.
But it's also good for the body.
When used thoughtfully, salt can elevate and transform dishes, making it a fundamental ingredient in many recipes. And now let's talk about the advantage of salt to the body. Fluid balance. Salt helps to regulate the amount of water in our cells and bloodstream.
Very, very important.
And then the nerve function. Salt is necessary for nerve function and transmission of nerve impulses. Then the muscle function. Salt helps to regulate muscle. I thought you just wanted to, show me your muscle and all of that. Salt helps to regulate muscle contractions and relaxation rather. And then blood pressure regulation. Salt help to maintain LD and blood pressure, although excessive consumption can have
Yeah,
negative.
very true. It is one or two. Because if you're actually having, I think, low blood pressure, they'll tell you to consume more of salt. And if you're having high blood pressure, they'll tell you to reduce your
intake
salt.
of
So
salt.
it's also, it has to be balanced. You can't just cut out, just like Mr. Mino will say, she always say you can't just cut out a whole chunk of food, like a whole chunk of vitamin out of your food like that. Even though you say diabetes, because you already have too much of insulin. That's why they say that we cut it off. You already have excess. But because you don't have any of these things, and naturally you'll be like, I don't want to eat salt. I don't want to I don't want to take Beyond Cube anymore. You're deceiving yourself because you're getting yourself into more damage than ever. Because without you consuming salt, you may have low blood pressure, and that is even more deadlier than high blood pressure.
Absolutely interesting. Digestion as well. Salt helps to regulate digestive processes and absorption of nutrients.
Even no sweet, no good digest.
We cannot lessen the fact that salt is an essential nutrient, but it's crucial to consume it in moderation. Excessive salt consumption can lead to health issues a whole lot. When we come back, we'll talk about the disadvantages of salt to the body system. It's Resolution Box on Consumer Ala TV.
Hey there, do you know in the world today, everyone is a consumer, and as consumers, we all have the right to be heard.
In Nigeria today, as a consumer, you have all right to product information, right to fair pricing, right to return goods, right to product labeling, right to fair dealings, and a lot more.
Well then, have you heard about the new media channel?
Consumer Ala TV.
Consumer Ala TV.
Consumer Ala TV.
At Consumer Ala TV, our goal is to inform and educate consumers in Nigeria with insightful news alongside development within the fast-paced world of consumers through well-researched, specialized, and analytical content.
Our vision at Consumer Ala TV is to create an engaging platform that provides right connections for meaningful brands in Nigeria, thus creating a more caring world for consumers where business thrive.
And guess what? Our Consumer Ala brand is the first consumer complaint resolution portal in Nigeria, powered by a 72-hour feedback mechanism. We offer consumer advocacy, informative talk shows, branding promotions, advertising, and a lot more. Connect with us via our YouTube channel at Consumer Ala TV. Follow us on our Facebook page, Consumer Ala TV, our Instagram page, Consumer Ala TV, and do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscription is free. Consumer Ala TV. At Consumer Ala TV, you deserve to be heard.
At Consumer Ala TV, you deserve to be heard.
Interesting. Salt is very, very good to the body, but it has some disadvantages. And I think you've been a sort of the world, because ladies, you people
Oh my God, I said it earlier. It's a parable.
I mean,
and it is only your
I think ladies say they are the sort of world.
parable, ladies, without the world, without you guys, I mean, well,
Actually, they are
what would
maybe,
have been our fate?
maybe they are lot
without
wife.
us now, we don't
They are
know
lot
what we're
wife.
eating.
Pillar of salt.
We're not lot wife for a bit. No, it's not like that, please.
We're talking about salt on the program today, and we've reached all the corners and cranny of what you should know about salt, the advantages of salt to the recipe, to the body, and we spoke about quite some brands of salt that we have. And this is the Solution Box on Consumer Ala TV. Welcome back to the program. But before we move to the other part, the concluding part of the program, it's very essential, and it's always a highlight to note it to you that Resolution Box is well programmed for you as a consumer to reach out to us to let us know that point whereby you are not finding it funny with other brand or organization out there, and you've tried your possible best to reach out to the government agencies or to NAVIL. Please reach out and we put it out to you. So that's why we're just telling you all these things. So we might not be able to go into details, but we'll just bring this to you. The fluid retention, too much salt can cause fluid retention. leading to swelling and discomfort. Wow. Okay, now I think that is where if some people's foot or leg are swollen.
And then you can press it to see water.
water.
Then you slowly come up. Yeah, it can be salt and other issues also.
Please, I pray home for victims of such. I pray our health will not fail us. Then kidney strain. Excessive salt consumption can push strain on the kidney, potentially leading to kidney disease.
It can also lead to leg swelling too. Some kidney issues. So you have to be very careful.
Then, okay, this one, stomach problem. Okay, high salt intake can lead to a stomach pain and bloating and discomfort by going to the restroom.
Too much.
And all of that.
I get
so
it's not good to actually take.
Because the person eats too much. I'm very sure it consumes a lot
of salt, yeah.
And the person likes Mr. Chef.
That would
and it's very, very good. A very good product, but I don't know, maybe where is buying this food from.
Overconsumption.
Eat too much.
Overconsumption. But the main ideology is that stomach problem.
Then too much of
high salt intake can lead to stomach problem, bloating, going to the restroom, and having discomfort. So also osteoporosis risk. Excessive salt consumption can increase calcium excretion, potentially weakening the bone.
Exactly. Since it's very soft.
I just pray the bones will not be weak. That's interesting. Then increased risk of cardiovascular disease. It's a solution box on Consumer TV. We'll be right back. That's a very, very interesting. Please let's make sure that we endeavor to always be of caution about these things, because when you start going to the toilet, restroom, I beg your pardon, rather using the restroom frequent, your body systems are weak and all of that, so we should be careful. It's very, very dangerous. Then okay, maybe some other time we'll go there. Then increased risk of cardiovascular disease. High salt intake is linked to an increased risk of cardiovascular disease, include heart attack and stroke. Please.
Enough, our heart attack is very rampant.
It's very, very. Some situations whereby we just get the news that the people will just slum and die. It's just attack and all of that. So it's essential to consume salt in moderate.
Cooking is a skill, not by adding too many bouillon cubes.
Exactly. I concur.
Bouillon cubes and actually salt also. And I would recommend that if you want your food to taste nice and if you want all the flavors to be very nice, the reason why you would not actually taste your salt, taste your bouillon cube is because your food is not done. Maybe like you put your stew on fire and in the next 10-15 minutes you are putting it down. Let your stew stay at least on low heat for at least 30 minutes. If you put a little bit of it and you keep on cooking it, it's going to bring out the flavor itself, because all of those things also, there's tomatoes and everything, they all contain a form of seasoning or natural seasoning or whatever you're thinking of. So let's all be careful and let's cook our food in good condition so that we wouldn't fall victim of all these disadvantages that salt bring. So salt is also very important, but we're just advising that we consume them in moderation. And if they have not told you in the hospital to stop salt, please don't stop it. There is nothing wrong with you. Because this person said salt is not good, let me just take the whole thing out. So we've seen also the advantage of how it can be very good to the body also. So let's all be very careful. And people that are going to eat outside, buying food outside, if you are not sure of where the person is cooking food from and you are tasting the food for the first time and you feel like, the salt is too much, let's stay away from there and look for other places to buy our food.
Interesting, Kike Lomajibola. I even love the fact you made mention of consumers. We should be careful about what we take. Aaron, over to you now.
Okay, I just want to lay emphasis on some of the disadvantages,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to arts-related diseases,
Yeah.
like you mentioned. So, consuming too much of salt, could be very harmful to the health. So, eat it in moderation, and like Kike said, it is also important you eat. So, do not say you don't want to eat at all.
Yeah.
And when you eat it, do not overly consume it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go on a short break and we'll come around the conversation now.
Hey there, do you know in the world today, everyone is a consumer, and as consumers, we all have the right to be heard.
In Nigeria today, as a consumer, you have all right to product information, right to fair pricing, right to return goods, right to product labeling, right to fair dealings, and a lot more. Well then, have you heard about the new media channel?
Consumer Hala TV.
Consumer Hala TV. Consumer Hala TV.
At Consumer Hala TV, our goal is to inform and educate consumers in Nigeria with insightful news alongside development within the fast-paced world of consumers through well-researched, specialized, and analytical content.
Our vision at Consumer Hala TV is to create an engaging platform that provides right connections for meaningful brands in Nigeria, thus creating a more caring world for consumers where business thrive. And guess what? Our Consumer Hala brand is the first consumer complaint resolution portal in Nigeria, powered by a 72-hour feedback mechanism. We offer consumer advocacy, informative talk shows, branding promotions, advertising, and lots more. Connect with us via our YouTube channel at Consumer Hala TV. Follow us on our Facebook page, Consumer Hala TV, our Instagram page, Consumer Hala TV, and do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscription is free. Consumer Hala TV. At Consumer Hala TV, you deserve to be heard.
At Consumer Hala TV, you deserve to be heard.
It is nutritious, talking about salt, but excess the usage of it. It's something we should always make sure we trim. Yeah, we make sure that everything is in moderation. You know what they say about simplicity? Wise man once said, simplicity is the key to life, and in everything we do. It's essential to use salt, because if you don't consume salt,
Yeah.
like she said earlier on,
Also
there are
education.
consequences
Yeah.
to it, and moderation is just the daily recommendation of everything in life, but not even limited to salt alone. Talking about the overview of life as it stands. Thank you so much for joining us on the conversation. It's a very beautiful one. My most capable team, Kike Lomachibola, and to the new chief man, Iremofe Koforola. Congratulations on your chieftaincy. That's a very beautiful one there. You can see the rings and the beads. Everything is, it's glittering.
10 over 10
It's minus nothing, just like a consumer said. Thank you so much for joining us on the conversation. Another insightful segment of consumer analytics with Resolution Box. We're back on Wednesday again. Please note that our content and review analysis on this program is not of CHTV, neither is it of We the Broadcasters, but solely that of the consumer's voice in which we are projecting, and we will keep projecting on this program.